Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You look like you're somewhere different today.
I am in San Francisco.
Wow,
Yeah,
cross country.
yes. It's super early here. It'll be a 6 a.m. class for me.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry.
No, no, you don't have to apologize for that.
My daughter lives out in Reno, so I know it's fun when I go visit with the time change.
Yeah, it's I like it towards like the end of the day because like it's everyone's ending their day and like I still have the night left.
Right.
But in the morning, it's like when I wake up if I were to wake up at like 8 or 9, I feel like the whole day is gone
Right.
for everybody else on the East Coast. So,
Yeah.
good morning, Jen.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. A little rushed. I was outside watering the garden, and I was like, "Oh no, 5 minutes!"
You're good.
So,
I think we're just waiting for one more, but we will start right at 9. It's 6 my time. I was just telling Kathy.
oh wow. So where are you?
I'm traveling with my husband. I'm in San Francisco.
Wow.
And I wanted to do some of these classes outside, but it's still dark outside. So you wouldn't
Oh,
really
geez.
see me. So this little studio Airbnb will have to do.
That works.
It does. Will either of you? Oh,
No, go ahead.
are you guys gonna be doing the playlist?
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot about that. Is there a
I was
playlist?
there is. I was just gonna say I'll let you know when to turn it on.
Okay. Let me see if I can find it.
I know I was
There
having
it
it.
is.
Good morning, Renee.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
Yeah. So we'll just set up. We'll do a little breathing first, just to center our breath, and then I'll have you hit the play button on the playlist if you are using it, and then that'll be perfect timing because I like things to be exact.
Oh man, I'll have to use my phone for the playlist. My iPad is like so full of stuff that it's not letting me update any of my apps, like
Oh,
Spotify. I have Spotify, but it's like it wouldn't let me update Zoom the other day, and it wouldn't run Zoom until I had updated it. So I was like, no. So I had to use my phone for class. My phone's just so small compared to my iPad.
oh yeah. No, I have you guys. I have you on my computer connected to my headphones, and then I have my phone connected to my Bluetooth speaker. So it's like a process in the morning to get it set up so they're not like crossing. Because well, with the headphones in my ears, when I'm moving, you can hear me
Right.
very well compared to using my computer volume. I'd have to yell across the room because I have to put my computer very far back for you to see me.
Right. Yeah.
Let me just get mine set up. All right, so if you guys just want to mute yourselves, that would be great.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you the second you can start the playlist. It'll just be in a couple minutes after we do some breathing. And we are going to start seated today, so you guys are all good. So starting in a seated position, whatever is most comfortable for you. Some of you are propped up. I wish I had my little bean seat. And just place the hands on tops of the knees, palms up or palms down, it doesn't matter. We're just going to begin to solidify a nice belly breath that will carry through the entire practice. Taking nice deep inhales through the nose. Nice deep exhales through the nose. With each inhale, filling up the belly, filling up the chest. And with each exhale, just feeling yourself relax a little more into your seat. And again, with every practice, you can always come back to this breath. We will be doing some new things, incorporate a little bit of my personal training into my yoga practice. So if your mind ever starts to wander, just know that this breath is here waiting for you. And on the next inhale, nice and deep. On the exhale, sighing everything out. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhaling deep. Sighing everything out, letting everything go that no longer serves us. If your eyes are closed, you can flutter them open. If you are propped up on a seat, I'm just going to have you remove that at this time. And also while you're doing that, 1, 2, 3, you can hit the playlist. It's like 1, 2, 3, go. So still in that seated position, off that bolster just because we're going to be bending forward. Inhaling, both arms come up. Exhaling, folding over our legs. And then allowing the hands to fall wherever they may. Most importantly, just allowing the head and neck to just drop and hang, releasing all tension in your face. Next inhale, slowly coming back up. Inhaling, both arms come up over the head once more. On the exhale, we're going to twist over to the right. Left hand comes outside that right knee. Right hand comes behind you on your mat. Using the inhale to sit up nice and tall, lengthening the spine. Using the exhale to twist a little deeper, bringing that gaze over that back right shoulder. Next, inhale, releasing that twist. Arms come back over the head. And we exhale, twisting over to our left, placing that right hand outside that left knee. Left hand behind you on your mat. Again, using the inhale to sit up nice and tall, lengthen the spine all the way through the crown of the head. Exhale, deepen that twist. Next, inhale, you can release that twist. We're now going to uncross the legs. Both legs are going to come out straight. And on your next inhale, arms will rise. And we're going to exhale, folding forward, reaching for your toes. You can unlock your knees. Again, just allowing your head and neck to drop. Feeling that gentle pull from the base of your spine all the way up to the top of your neck. Next, inhale, gently release your feet if you were holding on, rolling back up to seated position. Legs still straight out. We're going to take that right foot, crossing it over our left leg, placing that right foot outside that left thigh. We're then going to take our left arm, wrapping it around that right knee. Right hand will come behind us. Again, with each inhale, really sitting up tall, giving that knee a gentle squeeze. Should feel that stretch all down the right side, your outer glute and thigh. Exhale, deepening that twist. Gaze over that back right shoulder. Next, inhale can release that twist, release that leg, bringing both legs, both backs straight out. And we'll do the same thing on the other side, crossing that left foot outside the right thigh, wrapping our right arm around that left knee, pulling it into our chest. Left hand comes behind us. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall, squeezing that left knee into our chest. Exhale, deepening the twist. And next, inhale, releasing that twist. Leg comes out long. We can cross the legs, folding over them, coming up to tabletop position. Hands stacked under shoulders, knees under hips, just rolling through some cat-cows at your own breath. Inhaling, belly drops, gaze will rise. Exhaling, tucking tailbone, rolling through the spine, dropping the head. Next inhale, you can come back to neutral table. And we're going to do some barrel rolls. So going clockwise first, inhaling, gently coming over on top of the wrists in a clockwise motion, exhaling, sending those hips back almost to a child's pose. And again, if you are listening to the playlist, feel free to dance. And then we can switch directions. And next inhale, coming back to neutral table. And just for a wrist counter stretch, you can do both hands at once or just one at a time, flipping the left hand, placing the top of the hand on the mat, gently rocking forward and back a little bit. And then switching to the other hand. And then we'll meet back in neutral table. On the next inhale, left arm is going to come out straight. Right foot is going to extend behind us. After today's class, your core and your legs will be burning. From here, we're going to take a nice deep inhale. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring left elbow to right knee, hovering. And then again, inhaling, extending long. Exhaling, elbow to knee. We'll do that 3 more times with your own breath. One last time. And then coming back to neutral table. We're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. So inhaling, right arm comes out, left foot leg comes back. Nice deep inhale here. Exhaling, right elbow, left knee. And again. Three more times, total of 5. One last time. Coming back to neutral table. Stepping back into high plank. Holding here for a few rounds of breath. Using your next inhale, sending those hips back, coming into our first downward facing dog. You can walk your dog out, whatever is in your practice. Loosen everything up. And on your next inhale, we're going to inhale that left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhaling, stepping that left foot in between our hands at the top of the mat, dropping that right knee right down to the mat. Finding your stance, inhaling, both arms come up, crescent lunge, excuse me. And maybe here adding a slight back bend, bringing your gaze towards the ceiling. Next inhale, hands can frame that front left foot. Picking that back right knee up, stepping up at the top of the mat, coming into forward fold. Hanging out here for a few rounds of breath. Option to grab, opposite elbows, ragdoll gently side to side. And coming back into forward folds. Inhaling, rolling up. One vertebrae at a time, hands will follow. Hands can trace through heart center. And again, we'll inhale, both arms come up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Stepping or jumping back into your high plank. And every time that we flow through our chaturangas, as we lower down, there will be a count, and that count will become greater throughout the entire class. So first count will be 5. Begin to lower yourself down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flowing through cobra or upward facing dog, whatever is in your practice. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhaling, right leg goes up and back, three-legged dog. Exhaling, stepping right left foot in between our hands at the front of the mat. Dropping left knee. Finding your stance, inhaling, coming up. Crescent lunge. And again, adding a slight back bend if you choose to. Next, inhale, hands can come back down to the mat, picking up that left knee, and again, just stepping forward into forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, rolling up. Hands will follow, and at the top, we can grab the left wrist with our right hand, and then gently side bend over to the right, really grounding that left foot. Remembering just to keep that left shoulder peeled back, opening up our hearts. Inhaling, coming back through center, switching wrists, grabbing the right wrist now with your left, and bending over to the left. Again, now keeping that right shoulder peeled back. Inhaling, coming back to your center. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Stepping back into our high plank. A few rounds of breath here. Don't worry, the fun is just beginning. We're gonna lower down to the count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, flowing through your chaturanga. Meeting in downward facing dog. Inhaling that back left leg up, three-legged dog. Exhaling, stepping that left foot, the front of our mats. Allowing that right heel to drop, coming into our warrior two. Making sure that stance is wide enough that our left knee does not cross over those left toes. And holding warrior two stance. On the inhale, we're just going to straighten that left leg. Coming up. And then on the exhale, we're going to sink down a little lower into warrior two. And then again with your inhale, rising up. Exhaling, sinking down. Each exhale getting a little deeper. One last time. Inhaling, straightening that leg. Exhaling, going as deep as you can go. Next, inhale, we're going to reach forward through those left fingertips and then reverse the warrior. Next, inhale, left elbow will come to left knee, extended side angle. Right hand will come up towards the ceiling. It can also be slightly towards the front of your mat. Again, here, just remember, make sure that right shoulder is peeled back so that we are always keeping our hearts open. Next, inhale, coming back to warrior two. Inhaling, coming up, we can pivot our left foot to face the direction of our right. Hands can just be on our hips for now, taking a nice deep inhale, exhaling, folding over. And then you can just allow the hands to drop on the ground wherever they may. Maybe just your fingertips, maybe your palms. Maybe you can work down to your forearms. We'll be doing this again, so. Again, here, allowing the head and neck to just hang. Inhaling, rolling up, nice and slow. So keeping this wide stance, because we're going to come into a wide stance squat. You can heel toe your feet in just a little bit. So our arms, we're going to inhale, both arms come up. On the exhale, We're gonna sink down into goddess pose, cactusing the arms, really squeezing our back muscles together. And then again, using the inhale to push up, extend through the fingertips all the way up. Exhaling, coming back down into that wide stance squat, cactusing the arms. This is where your legs should start feeling on fire. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. 2 more times. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. 1 last time. And on the exhale, we are going to hold this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale up 1 last time. Exhale the arms down to the side. We can meet at the tops of our mats. Shake out the legs. Oh, windows are opening. Inhaling, both arms come up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Planting both hands on the mat, coming into our high plank. Here we're going to do something a little fun. Well, I think it's fun, you may not. So we're going to do 10 shoulder taps. So we're going to keep the right hand planted and we're just going to tap the right shoulder with our left hand. You can do this on your knees too. Absolutely. With your own breath. We're just going to do 10. And when you've done 10, you can meet back in high plank. And we're going to lower down to the count of 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, flowing through our chaturanga. And meeting in downward facing dog. And at any point in time, because we'll be doing more stuff like that through high plank, you can always drop your knees to the mat. That is perfectly okay. Next, inhale, that right leg will come up, 3-legged dog. Exhaling that right foot in between our hands at the front of the mat, allowing that left heel to drop down, coming into warrior 2. Holding warrior 2 for a few rounds of breath. And again, keeping arms in warrior 2 stance. Inhale, begin to straighten that front right leg. Exhaling, sinking back down into warrior 2. And inhaling, straightening that front right leg. Exhaling back down. We'll do that 3 more times. So with your own breath, straightening that front right leg, and then sinking down. 2 more times. And 1 last time on the exhale, sink as low as you can. Next inhale, extending through that right hand and reversing the warrior. Next inhale, right elbow comes to right knee. Sweeping the left arm up towards the ceiling, extended side angle. And again, hand and arm can be slightly towards the front of your mat. Just remember that you really have that left shoulder peeled back. And coming back into Warrior Two one last time. We're going to pivot that right foot to meet the left. From this wide stance, if you have a strap, you can grab it, or we can just interlace our hands behind our back, taking a nice deep inhale. On the exhale, hinging forward, wide forward fold. And then when you're ready, if you have a strap or your hands, you can begin to lift that up off your lower back for an intense shoulder stretch. Next inhale, you can release the strap or your hands to your lower back. Begin to come up very slowly. Again, we're going to come into that wide stance squat. So your feet can come in a little more. And we're going to interlace our fingers and place the tops of our hands on top of our head. Taking a nice deep inhale. On the exhale, we'll sink down, keeping our hands where they are for now. And then using the inhale, we're going to bend over to the left with our hands on tops of our head. And then using the exhale to push our hands away from our heads and our bodies. Feel that stretch all down the right side of your body, your right rib cage. Keeping that right shoulder peeled back. Inhaling, coming back through center. Still in that squat position. Using the inhale to hinge over to the right now. And then using the exhale to really push those hands away from your head. Keeping that left shoulder peeled back. Next, inhale, coming back through center, holding the squats. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming up, we can release the hands, shake out the feet, meeting back up at the top of our mat. Inhaling, both arms come up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. So we can plant both hands on the mat. We're going to come into Warrior One, stepping our left foot back first. So finding your Warrior One feet positioning, and then using the inhale to come up. Left back foot is pointed towards the front left corner of your mat. And again, option here to add a slight back bend at the top, bringing the gaze to the ceiling. Next inhale, we're going to interlace our hands behind our back. And then taking a nice deep inhale. On the exhale, coming into Humble Warrior, so hinging forward at the hips. Aiming to bring that right shoulder towards that right knee. And then option here to begin to lift the hands up off your lower back again for that shoulder stretch. Next inhale, you can release those hands, begin to come up very slowly. Stepping forward to meet at the top of your mat. Inhaling, both arms come up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Planting both hands, stepping or jumping back into high plank. And again, option to do this on your knees. From high plank, we're going to move down to our forearms for low plank. Holding here, cultivating that strength in our abdomen. Again, remembering that belly breath, nice deep inhales through the nose, exhale through the nose. And then we're going to push ourselves back up to high plank. Who thought we were today? And then inhaling back down to low plank onto our forearms. Remembering that breath, and then pushing ourselves up one last time to high plank. And we're going to flow through our chaturanga. We're going to lower down to the count of 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, flowing through. Meeting in downward facing dog. Inhaling that left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhaling, stepping that left foot towards the front of the mat. Allowing that right heel to melt down. We're going to come into warrior one on this side. So finding your footing, using the inhale to come up. Hands reach towards the sky. Make sure we're squaring the hips with the front of the mat. Generous bend in that front left knee. And breathe. Next inhale, we can interlace our hands behind our back. Taking a nice deep inhale here. On the exhale, hinging forward, coming into humble warrior on the other side. Aiming to bring that left shoulder towards that left knee. And then here, option to begin to lift those hands up off your lower back for that shoulder stretch. This is literally one of my favorite poses. Getting a nice shoulder stretch, stretching the hips and hamstrings. Next inhale, we can release our hands back down, coming up very slowly. Stepping forward the front of the mat. Inhaling, both arms come up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. From here, we're just going to inhale, rolling up. Hands do not have to follow. Bringing our feet to touch at the top of our mat. We're going to come into our chair pose. And before we raise our hands, I really want us to find our seat first. So sitting back into that seat, making sure that our weight is in our heels. You may be able to even lift up the toes a little bit. And when you have found that stance, then you may inhale, raising both arms, come up. Next, inhale, hands can come to heart center. Still in that chair. Taking a nice deep inhale here. We're going to twist open to the right, bringing that left elbow outside that right knee. Gaze here can be over that back right shoulder. Inhaling, coming back through center, maintaining your hands at heart center. And then exhaling, twisting open to the left. And then inhaling, coming back to center one last time. Slowly rising up, we can drop the hands, shaking out the legs at the top of our mat. Resetting our breath. Inhaling, both arms come up. Exhaling, forward fold. And inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, forward fold. Stepping back into that high plank. So from here, it's going to be the highest count that we have. It's going to be 10 seconds. 10, 9, lowering down, 7, 6, 5, 4, begin to hover, 3, 2, 1, flowing through your chaturanga. Meeting in downward facing dog. Still in downward facing dog. Just walking out those feet, resetting. Let's actually drop our knees wide on the mat, toes to touch. Just coming into a brief child pose. Inhaling, coming back up through table. Tucking our toes, coming back through high plank. Inhaling the hips, coming back through downward facing dog. Inhaling that left leg up and back. Exhaling, stepping it forward in between our hands. Again, dropping that right knee down to the mat, finding your footing. Inhaling, crescent lunge. Maybe you can step that front foot a little further out so that you're able to really sink deep. Next inhale, we're going to straighten that front left leg, coming up on the heel, pointing the toes towards the ceiling. On the exhale, hinging forward, folding over that front left foot. Again, here, allowing the head and neck to just drop. Intense hamstring stretch. Should feel that all the way from your ankle, up your calf, all the way into your back of your leg. Inhaling, rocking forward through that lunge, framing that front left foot with your hands, tucking that back right toe, picking up that right knee, sending that left foot up and back, three-legged dog, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. We're going to do the same thing on the other side, inhaling that right leg up and back, three-legged dog, exhaling, stepping that right foot in between the hands, the front of the mat, dropping that left knee. Inhaling, both arms come up. Crescent lunge, and again, maybe tiptoeing that right foot out a little further than we have in the past so that we can really sink down into our hips. Next inhale, we can begin to straighten that front right leg, pointing those toes towards the ceiling, coming up on the heel, and then exhaling, folding over that front right leg, allowing the hands to drop to the mat wherever they are, and allowing the head and neck to just hang towards the direction of your knee. Next, inhale, rocking forward through that crescent lunge, picking up that back left knee, sweeping that right leg up and back, three-legged dog, and then meeting in downward facing dog. So we're going to inhale that left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhaling, bring that left knee towards the left elbow, hovering, and then back. Inhaling, left leg goes up and back, three-legged dog. Exhaling, bringing knee to chest, hovering, and then inhaling back, three-legged dog. And then this time we're going to bring that left knee towards the right elbow, and then extend that left leg straight out to the side for fallen triangle. So that left side of the foot will be on the ground. We'll allow that right heel to turn in, and we'll also be on the left side of the foot on the back of the mat. Left hand stays on the mat. We inhale that right arm up towards the ceiling for fallen triangle. One more round of breath, and then bringing our hand back down to the mat, stepping that left leg through one last time, three-legged dog. Here we can bend the knees, stacking the hips, opening up that left hip. And then meeting in downward facing dog. And we're going to do the same exact thing on the other side. So inhaling that right leg up and back, exhaling right knee to right elbow. Inhaling right leg goes up and back. Exhaling knee to chest. Inhaling right leg goes up and back. Exhaling, right knee towards left elbow. Extend that right foot, dropping the side of that right foot to the mat. Left heel melts down. Right hand stays planted. Left arm comes up towards the ceiling. One more round of breath. And then exhaling that left hand to the mat. Sweeping that right leg out, up and back. Three-legged dog. Bending the knees, stacking the hips, opening up that right side. And then meeting back down, downward facing dog. Don't worry, we're almost coming in for landing. Inhaling, we're rocking forward into high plank. This will be our last high plank. Again, we're gonna lower down. Feel free to drop to your knees to 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, hovering 4, 3, 2, 1. Just placing our chest on the mat, extending the arms out straight, hands on the ground. And from here, we're gonna come into our, excuse me, I'm sweating, version of locust. So instead of our hands being on our sides of our bodies, we're gonna use the inhale and coming up into locust. Our feet will raise, our quads will raise up off the mat, but we're gonna cactus our arms back when we lift our chest and face up off the mat. So using exhale to come down, and then using the inhale, cactusing the arms, squeezing the back, beginning to lift the chest and legs up off the mat, holding, and then exhaling back down, reaching the arms out at your own pace. We're gonna do 3 more. So inhaling, elbows come back, contracting those back muscles, chest is up, legs are up, and then release. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Inhaling, coming up, arms are cactus. And then release. On this last one, try to get your chest and your legs as high as you can. Inhaling, really pulling back, pulling that chest up, using your core to hold you up. 3, 2, 1, release. From here, we're going to keep our right arm out flat. Using our left hand, we're just going to reach back for that left ankle, bending that left foot in. Just holding here. Gently pulling that heel towards your left buttocks. Should begin to feel that nice quad stretch against the ground. We're just going to hold it here for a few rounds of breath. And then we can gently release that left ankle. We can extend that left arm out in front of us to meet the right. And we'll do the same thing on the other side, just nice and slowly. Go ahead using that right hand to reach back for that right ankle or top of foot. Gently pulling that right heel towards the right buttocks. Feeling that nice stretch against the earth. One more round of breath. And then we can release that right foot down. Right arm came back, come back, extend it out at the top. And the next time we're going to grab both ankles or feet at the same time so we can reach back for one side and then the next. And just holding here for now. Maybe on the next inhale, we just lift our chest up off the mat and then lower back down. And then maybe the next inhale, we can lift our chest up off the mat, pushing our feet into our hands. Maybe we're able to lift our knees up off the mat. And then we lower back down, still holding those feet. And maybe on the next inhale, the chest, the knees, the thighs come off the mat, pushing those feet against the hands, holding here. And then release down onto the mat, gently release those feet. Hands can come to the sides of your chest, pushing ourselves up, spreading our knees wide, coming into a child's pose. Reconnecting here with that breath. Next inhale, gently coming up to tabletop. We're gonna stack the right hand on our mat directly underneath our face, just because we've done a lot of shoulder stuff. Inhaling, that left arm comes up towards the ceiling, using the exhale to send that left hand underneath the right arm, threading the needle, dropping that left shoulder down onto the mat. Left side of the face comes to the mat for shoulder stretch. Option to keep your right hand right outside your face. You can extend that right arm out long towards the front of the mat. Or for a bind, you can take that right arm, wrapping it around your lower back. You're going to reach for the top of that left thigh, kind of like underneath your stomach. And everything is beginning to slow down, so I really want you to focus on that breath. Nice deep inhales. Nice long exhales. Releasing that right hand if you took that bind, placing the right hand right outside your face, using that right hand to gently push yourself up. We'll sweep that left arm up one last time, and then it can meet back down on the mat. We can replace it with the right left hand is stacked right underneath our face on the mat. Inhale, that right arm comes up. Exhaling, sending that right arm underneath the left, threading the needle, reaching all the way through, dropping that right shoulder, right side of the face to the mat. Again, option, hand can stay outside of your face. For support, extend that left arm straight out on the mat, or you can wrap that left arm, reaching for that right inner thigh, top of thigh. Again, connecting to that breath. You can begin to release that bind, using that left hand right outside your face. Gently push yourself up, sweeping that right arm up one last time towards the sky. And then coming back to neutral table. From table, we're just going to step back into high plank. Don't worry, no more lowering down. Pushing back into downward facing dog. Inhaling that left leg up and back. Exhaling left knee to left elbow, sweeping that left leg across in front of us, coming into pigeon pose. Before coming down, just sitting up nice and tall, finding your seating. Taking a nice deep inhale. And then on the exhale, leading with the heart, beginning to walk your hands out. Maybe coming down to your forearm. Maybe resting your head on your arms. Whatever depth is in your practice. A few more rounds of breath. You can begin to come back up on your hands, walking yourself back. Tucking the toes of that back right foot, taking a few steps forward. It's definitely the easiest way for me to come out of this. Sweeping that left leg up and back, three-legged dog one last time. Meeting in downward facing dog. Inhaling that right leg up and back. Same thing, pigeon on the other side. Exhaling right knee towards right elbow, sweeping that right leg across the front of our mat. Finding our seating. Sitting up nice and tall first, taking a nice deep inhale. Using the exhale, beginning to walk with your hands out, leading with your heart. always leading with love, coming down to your forearm, resting your head on top of your hands. A few more rounds of breath. You can begin to walk your hands back up. Again, tucking the toes of that back left foot, taking a few steps forward first, sweeping that right leg up and back, three-legged dog one last time. Downward dog one last time. Can drop our knees to the mat, crossing over our legs, coming back into a seated position. We're going to keep our feet flat on a mat, placing our hands underneath our knees to begin starting to come into boat pose before we come into our last and final pose of Shavasana. So grabbing under our knees and then maybe just gently rocking back, lifting our heels up off the mat. To begin with, lots of core strength. Begin to straightening that left leg, one leg at a time to begin with. And then maybe the right. And then maybe both legs come out. Maybe we move our hands from underneath our knees and they extend out on the sides of our bodies. Fingertips pointing towards our toes. From here, we are holding, and you can begin to come down very slowly, releasing the hands to our mats, arms to the mats. From here, I just want to take a nice deep inhale, sigh everything out. 2 more times, nice deep inhale. One last time, nice deep inhale. Exhale, releasing everything. Coming into our last and final pose. Really reconnecting with that breath. You can begin to make small movements in your body, wiggling your toes, rolling your ankles, wiggling your fingers, rolling your wrists. And when you're ready, I invite you to roll over onto one side. Taking a few rounds of breath here to seal in our practice for this morning. And when you're ready, you can push yourself up to a seated position. Eyes can remain closed or they can be open. You're going to take a nice deep inhale. Arms will come up, reaching for the sky. Tracing hands through heart center. Slightly bowing our heads. The light in me honors the light in all of you. I bow and say namaste.
Thank you,
Thank
Andrew.
you.
Thank you very
You're very
much.
welcome. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you all have
Thank
a
you.
wonderful day. And the next time you see me, I'll be in New Mexico.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. Enjoy.
Have fun.
I
Thank
will.
you.
Thank you
Thank-
guys. Have a good day.
You
you.
too. Bye.